how to use your calculator. Now, you don't have to use your calculator. I've done this many times, and it seems like in a large class, there are a variety of techniques that are chosen. And in some unfortunate cases, there are a mix of techniques that are chosen inappropriately. All right, so I need to reduce this down. So let's see if we can get, so I got IP, I4, and I1 and I5. So I got 4 there. Well, first off, let's get rid of our IPs. I know IP is equal to this. Let's pretend it will actually give me a different color here. Those equations stay the same. This equation becomes 12 minus I1 plus I2 minus 4I4 equals 0. Biggest mistake I see right here is people forgetting that they're subtracting the sum, not just the first thing. So this is 12 minus I1 minus I2 minus 4I4 equals 0. I got an IP down here, so this becomes 12. I'm going to skip a step here. Minus I1 minus I2 minus 27/7 I1 minus 3.5 I5 equals 0. So I got 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 5. Still have 4 unknowns. Well, actually, I've gotten rid of my IP, so I have 4 equations, 4 unknowns. Let's get rid of I2. I know what I2 equals. So that, so this becomes that, which becomes this, and that becomes this. So I'm going to take this equation, plug in my I2. So this now becomes, we can go for brilliant effects here. Beige. 12 minus I1 minus, I'm subtracting both of them. It's subtracting the sum, so minus I4 minus I3 minus 4I4 equals 0. Down here, doing the same thing, we've got 12 minus I1 minus I4 minus I3 minus 27/7 I1 minus 3.5 I5. So I now have 1, 3, 4, 5. Still 4 equations, 4 unknowns. But obviously, we got one more thing we can do. We can get rid of our I5s. Then we'll be on to lose something here. Let's see, IP, I2 we got rid of. Got 1, 4, 3, 5. I feel like we're missing an equation.
Well, the white is what we started with.
Yeah.
We did kind of sort of derive one equation.
Which one?
Was the I4 plus I5 equals IP.
Yeah, we got rid of that one though. One, 4, 3, 5. All right, so something's off. All right, so if we look over there, let's see if we made a mistake early on. So P equals 1 and 2. 2 cruises in is equal to 3 and 4. 5 shooting down, and we did that junction, so 1 and 3 gives you 5. All right.
Why do you think something's wrong?
Because if I substitute for I5 and I plug into here, Oh. What we would have is 3 equations and, or sorry, 2 equations and 3 unknowns. Suddenly it became unsolvable. However, no, just gonna mess it up.
So what you're saying is this resistor cannot exist.
Now I'm saying we got a Carol's there somewhere. Alright, so 12, 1, 4. 12, 1, 27 sevenths, 3.5. That's I1, I5, IP, I4. Oh. How many unknowns do we have?
2.
No, when we started.
Oh.
Four.
5.
Six.
IP, I1, I2, I3, I4, I5. We have 5 numbered currents and 1 lettered current. We have 6.
Oh.
We're short an equation. So that stuff I said about solving this on a calculator, I was just joking. Physics human. We need another equation. So I did A and B, so let's pick one of the other ones. Let's take C.
How come?
Pardon?
How come we need another equation?
We have 6 unknowns. We need 6 equations.
Oh, so when we're out of equations from just doing the IP equals I1 plus I2, we go to that?
Yeah, we go to some other one.
Okay.
We need some other, we've already taken care of the junctions. Because that last junction equation we had, we could derive from the other 3. So our only choices of equations are voltage and current. So it's now, we need a voltage. I've already done this loop and that loop. I need another loop.
Okay.
I want to keep the original problem. I need to keep that. So let's squeeze it in somewhere. All right, so in this last equation, I don't have a battery for a nice convenient start. I'm just gonna start here. No particular reason, I need to pick a starting point, I'm picking that. Now I drew the thing clockwise, so that's the direction I'm gonna go in.
Do we have a starting volt?
Pardon?
Do we have a starting voltage?
Nope. Well, the first thing we write down will be a starting voltage, but we don't have a single number. So I'm starting here and I'm going across the 2.5. I'm going against the current.
Subtract.
We subtract when we go with the current.
So
We're going against the current. So our first one is going to be 2.5 I3.
Why do, this might be a silly question, why do we subtract when we go with the current?
Resistance is a source of energy loss.
Oh.
That's what it basically comes down
So if
to.
we were doing like, the other ones, there would be adding conductors?
Well, it is a conductor, but doesn't mean it's.
capacitor.
Oh, capacitors.
That's the word.
Oh, no, the math with the capacitor is harder. I reserved that mainly for 252. But we can go into it.
Next year.
Okay. I'm assuming everyone has a basic understanding of calculus. All right, so I started here, I go this way, I'm now cruising around, I have no resistors along here, I now go across this resistor, minus 27 sevenths, I1. back to where I started. So I now can find a relationship between I1 and I3.
So, I know we chose those clockwise circles to do the equations. You have to, choose a new section to make a new equation.
A new path. I need to go across at least some combination of resistors I haven't done before.
Okay.
I could have started here and done a, loop like that, or started here and done a loop like that, or I decided to pick a loop that had 2 resistors in it. All right, so it's now solving time of something. So we still need to make our substitution over there to get rid of I5. And let's see if we can kill 2 birds, 1 stone. That always goes well. 2.5 I3 is equal to 27/7 I1. I3 is equal to 27/7 divided by 2.5 times I1. And then it comes down to, do you want to stick with fractions? Do you want to go to decimals? So it's pull down calculator, so it sounds like at least one of you wants to go to decimals.
What was it, 1.54?
Give me 2 more decimal places.
2.8.
So what I'm gonna do, I still have this equation right here. So 12 minus, let's simplify it a little bit. I got a minus I1, minus I3, minus 5I4 equals 0. Just combine the I4s. I got my second equation. I'm going to plug in my I5 right here. 12 minus, what do we got? I've got 2 different terms with I1 in it. 7, so 34/7 minus 34/7 I1 minus I3 minus I4. And then we'll plug in our I1 plus I3 in for I5. So minus 3.5 I1 minus 3.5 I3 equals 0. One, 3. So now I've got 3 unknowns here. I've got a third equation right there. It's a beautiful thing.
I now remember why I stopped writing my eyes like that. It got tiring.
Yeah, usually what I do is instead of writing I1, I2, I3, I just use the letter A, B, C, so I don't have to, I find that simpler. We'll do that later. Questions up to here? Riveted. I think that's the word to describe it. People on the internet can't see this, but everyone is just enthralled. All right, so I can make my I3 substitution. And for that, here and here. All right, since I have the equations, I can go to the next page. All right, so I've got 12 minus I1 minus minus, where are we? 1.5428 I1 minus 5 I4 equals 0.
Can I go ahead and do
What?
Jack, you had a question?
Why did we, do minus I1 and then minus I1 again?
I'm making the I3 substitution, because I3 is equal to this,
Okay.
I'm plugging that in.
And, for the second equation, can we convert that, fraction to a decimal?
Sure.
It's, 4.8571.
So 12 minus
4.8571.
4.8571, and then I've got that 3.5 also for I1,
Yeah.
which comes to 1,753, all right. So it's minus 8.3571 I1, minus, I have 4.5 I3s, so minus 4.5 times 1.5428 I1. Those are my I3s, minus I4 equals 0. We're now down to two equations, two unknowns.
Where'd you get the 4.5?
Two steps in one. I have I3 here, negative I3 and negative 3.5
Okay, so
I3.
you just.
I combine them,
then,
yeah.
okay.
I could have kept them separate and combined at the end. I know in the end, I went all my I1s together and all the like terms together.
And we just assumed it was -1. Cause it's 3.5 to 4.5.
Yeah, there's, if you don't see the number, it's assumed one. Better wording, if you don't see the coefficient, it's assumed one. Let's simplify it one more time. So this equation here, I got 12 minus 2.5428 I1 minus 5 I4 equals 0. And for this equation, what is that? $7.75-ish, a little bit more.
6.9426.
6.9426, and we're gonna combine, that's negative, and I got a negative 8.3571, and doing the fancy math, we got 79925. So 12 minus, unless he corrects me, or he corrects me.
You are correct.
All right.
What was the first number with the top equation?
That
12 minus.
12 minus 2.5428 I1. That was the combination of these two.
Minus 5.
Minus 5 I4 equals 0. Some of you might be able to appreciate all the places for a careless error.
Yes.
I will say that the last question on the second test will be a system of equations that I'll give you a circuit where you'll end up with 3 equations, 3 unknowns, and if you do it right. Unless, of course, you try a different method, but we'll get there. Lots of places for careless errors. My goal is for everyone in the class to actually get it 100% correct, no careless errors at all, no conceptual errors. I have had one class, 75% got it all right. But this is the group, you're gonna beat it, you're gonna beat that record.
I might have heard it wrong, but did you not just say you don't normally teach this?
I don't normally do 5 equations, 5 unknowns.
Oh.
That is, yeah, a small little error over there, and suddenly we're here. This is the kind of thing when I'm writing a test, I'm thinking, oh yeah, we've done something like this in class, and let's just make one small tweak, and then I get into, test time thinking, ooh, that's harder than I expected. All right, 2 equations, 2 unknowns, how do you solve?
Set them equal to each other.
Okay, set them equal to each other, then we will end up with 1 equation and 2 unknowns.
Set it equal to I4, the bottom one, and then plug it in.
Okay, that's one technique.
What do you say?
That's what you're going with? Okay, we'll do it that way, sure. 12 minus 2.5, actually, let's do it this way. So we're gonna take the second equation here, I4 equals 12 minus 15.2997, I1. Plug that into the first equation, I get 12 minus 2.5428, I1, minus 5 times this. So, equals 0. Let's not forget we're dealing with equations. 12 minus 2.5428, I1, minus 60, minus 76 point something. The 5 times this 15.2997.
76.4985.
Where'd we get the 5?
Originally it came from 554, let's see. We had 4I4, and then, yeah, another one got added in. One equation, 1 unknown. This is the point when I see the careless error. I feel like I should cry